Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, Herd 37. So we got a really cool flight. Today we're going to be going from 5S4, that's Toledo State in Toledo, Oregon, over to 2R1, Big Muddy Ranch. Not sure exactly where, Antelope, Oregon. And one of the cool, there's actually two really cool things about this. Toledo State, there's actually somebody on FSEconomy actually made this airport, made scenery for it, and then one of my viewers shot me a link to it, and it actually looks really, really good. Whoever did is extremely talented, and it actually ties right into Orbx's Pacific Northwest, so it looks really, really good. It also hits a small runway. Is one hell of an airport to try and land at. I've tried it many a times. I've finally been successful at it. Flying a little bit bigger plane though, because in this one we're gonna fly the Cessna 337 Skymaster. It's from Carenado. I've been holding on to this plane. I wanted to, for some reason, I kind of want to fly planes in Air Hauler 2 first, and then use them in other videos and stuff. But we're gonna go ahead because that's actually at Toledo right now, the Skymaster. Alright, so let's check out this flight. As I said, it's from Toledo over to Big Muddy Ranch in Antelope, Oregon. It holds 5 people, and we have all 5. It's going to pay about $4,470. I think we're paying $300 an hour. I put a little bit of fuel in there, so we're at 33%. As you can see, it's about 148 nautical miles. Check out the weather here. I think all takeoffs and landings occur on runway 31, which is a heading of 314. Just because of the layout of the land, wait until you see it. Wait till we try to land there and coming back or something. That's going to be nuts. But 314, and it's about 147 or so miles over to Big Muddy Ranch. If we look at the weather here, I believe the weather changed since I last. Yeah, it's coming straight down from the north. Yeah, all of that has it straight down from the north. And so it's kind of a crosswind landing, but I was thinking maybe we just come in on runway 4. I was originally going to go to 22 and just come around, but maybe, it's a little more into the wind. I can't say it really matters too much. Like I said, I set it up for runway 22. I didn't even get the heading off that. So check this out. 22, well, if we go 4, it'll be 43 degrees. 043. All right. By the way, the 337 Skymaster is just such an awesome plane. It's such a weird configuration. It's a push-pull. It's a twin engine, but it's push-pull, or some kind of tractor pusher, because it's actually inline twin engine. So and just the booms and everything, it's an amazing looking plane. It's going to be great. I've flown a little bit. I love it. But with that, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane. Let's go ahead and get FSEconomy real quick. Hit start flight. It says actually remove some. I'm going to just go ahead and ignore that. It doesn't seem to get the... I would write it 1019, so I'm not sure why it says that. I don't really pay too much attention as long as the fuel is correct, because that's what FSEconomy is really checking. And there she is. I don't know, maybe it's because it's just so different or something that I love this plane. 337 Skymaster with the 2 huge booms come out to the stabilizers, the push-pull engines. It's so different. Maybe that's one of the big things I really like about it. But we're in here in the building, here at Toledo State. We'll take a little better look when we get out. But it is really cool. Did a really good job. You got like EMS people. I think there's a cop car in the other building and everything. But let's go ahead and we'll jump in this thing, get her started up. There are kind of a little bit of a manual with it, instructions, but I don't have them printed out, so I'll have to do it by memory. So let's come down here. I've got my views backwards too. That's kind of annoying, but let's go ahead and turn the battery on. we'll go ahead and turn our beacon on. I'm going to go ahead and turn the props to high RPM. Both mixers go to high RPM as well. And I'm going to hit E2 to just control our rear engine real quick. Alright, so let's go ahead. I don't think I have to turn the avionics pressure switch on. I think I can get it here with our fuel. Ah, man. It's not. Because I need to check out my fuel flow, so let me hit avionics master. I don't know how I'm going to... I was doing it the other day, so I'm not totally sure. Go ahead and hit the high on the flip. There it goes. Up to 60 pounds an hour. Go ahead and shut that off. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start this up as I advance the throttle. They're on 2. There she goes. Let me check something, because I want it around 800 to 1,000. But if I take it all the way back to idle, it gets right at 1,000. So it's basically idle. Alright, so I'll just leave that off. And come back over here. Right alternator, we'll go ahead and turn that on. Alright, so we'll turn on the high fuel pump for the left. Let me hit E1. Take that up about where it would be. Bring it back. Shut that off. Go ahead and hit this and start advancing the throttle. There she comes up. Alright, let me hit E0 to control both of them at the same time. There we go. And bring them back. Alright, we'll turn on the alternator for the left side. Now we can turn on the avionics. Wait, did I already have them off or on? There they go. Let me make sure. Alright, go ahead and turn on our nav lights. And our pitot heat. Let me jump up here. See, I've got them backwards. Alright, let's go ahead and... I forget which one is the taxi light. There we go. There's the taxi light. And I believe we can just fit through this building. Let's go ahead and hit up... Actually, talk to everybody. Tell them that we're taxiing. 31. And announce our taxi.
Here at 4 traffic. Skymaster is taxiing to runway 31.
Alright, let's start our taxiing. Now I can get my hands on this thing. I think we can barely fit through. Yeah, she just sneaks through. And we'll come out here and taxi a little to the right. I guess we could stop just for a second. I will stop up here before we get on the runway and look at the airport a little more. I'm not sure who did it. Man, I can't remember the name. I did know it. They did an awesome job, though. This airport landing, man, it is hellacious. Just because the runway is so short and you got trees over at this end over here that you got to come over. Alright. Let me jump out here. Now, let me spin, because you see those little flickers and stuff. Those little spikes. And I noticed Pacific Northwest, I went over to Big Muddy Ranch, and I didn't like what I saw, man. The mountains and everything around it didn't look very good. There's a fire truck. There's a small river over here. See the main building. It's just a crazy, crazy little airport. Trying to get rid of those spikes and everything. Flashes. Alright, so let's go ahead and call it. We're taking off. We're taking off actually out to the east.
Traffic, Skymaster, taking off, runway 31.
And we need to come down here. Landing lights. I'm just going to move over. Strobe. Oh, by the way, I should have, on the cowling flaps on the rear one, I should have opened it. I guess in the real world, they do have a bit of a problem with their rear engine overheating. I guess because, you know, the airflow. So I'll leave that open for a little bit. I guess they have some problems overheating on taxi and stuff. Transponder coming on. We'll taxi over to the right. They don't have a turnaround area. That's alright. Right, let me grab this. Look. Now just switch it over to GPS. I think this is one of Carenado. It's a little older, but it's really nice. I really do like the plane. But see that this is where I watched some YouTube videos of real life. See, they come over at an angle, and you got to come right over here. And I swear that tree is what makes it a real pain. The first time I just said, screw that tree. I went right through it. And I landed, I said, you know what, maybe I can't. Let me just try it one more time. Actually go over the tree. I did it, my first successful landing. It's just, I ended up landing so far down the runway because you got to come over this tree. And I've been having a hard time getting it to stop. But I was able to finally do it. Try, and try again. Alright. Go over here, try and turn around. Those engines trying to push me around. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop her real quick and put out the flaps because I feel like for some reason I'm going to forget them. Let me go ahead and throw on the parking brake. Hopefully FSEconomy doesn't mess with me. Alright, I think we're good because I was afraid. I'll go ahead and do this with the magnetos, although in this plane it actually does not work. We'll go up, put them up to about 2,000 RPM. About right there. There won't be any actual effect. I don't know if they're just not really modeled in this plane or what. Whoops. See, it just doesn't really matter in this plane. Maybe actually, if I use this, our pressures look good. Fuel looks good. Alright, let's go ahead. Bring my yoke back. Come on. See, I got them backwards. Sorry. Our flaps are set. Our transponder is on. Let's go ahead and get flying. I'm going to rev them up. You can hear that unique sound because of that rear engine. Airspeed is alive. $60 knots. 80 to 85 is the takeoff speed. There we go. I'm going to come just a little bit to the left because of those trees. I think we'll get it. Let's sweep back out to the right a little bit. There's a small little town over here. I don't know if we'll see it or not. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go ahead and retract the flaps. Start climbing out of here. But you can see that's why you can't really come in from this side, I guess. There's no procedures, by the way, for either airport. Here or Big Muddy Ranch. Like guess that's the little town of Toledo. I'm not really sure. Alright, let's go ahead and put that nose down a little more. Climbing really steep to get out of there. I'm going to bring back the power a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and close the rear cowling flaps. Should be good now. That nose came back up. Alright, we'll fly straight out of here to Big Muddy. We'll look at the GPS here in a second. Now she wants to bring the nose down too much. And then she wants to bring it back up. I'm trying to remember exactly what the procedure said about the RPM and everything for the climb. I can't pull it out of my brain right now. Not much around. It's right over on the coast. I can't remember in which direction. I think it's back behind us, actually. There's the coastal area. Although it's not right. I shouldn't say it's actually right on the coast, since it's not. It is a little bit inland. Alright, let's look at this GPS right here. Flight director. Go ahead and turn on the autopilot and follow the nav. I believe it's got an altitude hold. I do believe. Yeah, altitude hold. Let's see if this one yet brought it up. That says 142 miles. It'll take a little over an hour. Obviously, it won't take quite that long. Go ahead and start leaning these engines out. We're over 4,000 feet already. You can also go ahead and turn off the taxi light. Let's take a look outside real quick. I just love the uniqueness of that. Not to mention the booms, the huge booms. Go back to the stabilizers. Yeah, nothing really out here. Check this side. Not much. There's the coast. It's a beautiful little airport, really nice done, and you'll see when we come into land on another episode. It's a pretty freaky landing. Anyhow, we're going to go up to about, I think I want to go to 9,500. We are going to be landing up in the mountains. In fact, I think the airport elevation, well, it's actually only 1,640. It actually lies in between some mountains on both sides. Actually, I think all sides is kind of mountainous, so just have to watch out for that. Well, we'll go ahead and land on runway 4, heading to 043. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and speed on up, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing it down to normal speed here. We just crossed 6,000 feet. Let me go ahead and turn the taxi light back on. Oh, we are close. It's just 14 miles out here. We need to... Let me switch this over here, and we'll switch over to heading mode. So come over to the right so we can land on runway 4. Let's also hit up the airport and talk to the traffic. There's 2OR1, Big Muddy Ranch, runway 4, full stop landing, and that's our position.
Romeo 1 traffic. Skymaster is 14 miles west, 5,000.
And by the way,
Inbound to land, runway 4.
notice how, like I was saying about the magnetos not really working? Well, this didn't even work. I had both of them off, the fuel tanks, and yet we were still running. So I switched those on in mid-flight, and it was like, yeah, you kidding me? I thought there was actually a switch down here that's switching around, but no. But how ridiculous is that? You can turn the fuel tanks off, and then the plane will still run. But whatever. It's still a great plane. A very fun plane to fly. Obviously not going to be the most realistic. Oh my, did you see that? And she's gone. Did you see that? It looked like a stealth aircraft or something. That was nuts. I don't know why that would be in this area, but that was pretty nuts right there. Coming down pretty steadily. Let's go ahead and enrich the mixture here. 70%. Actually put it to 75. Put these to 90. Okay, so 043 is the heading. I've actually got my course set to it here. And it's like in a little valley, just like a little... It's like not really a great place to put a runway. Like I said, I went down to check out to make the airport elevation and everything would be correct. And I gotta say, the textures of the mountains down in there didn't look very good. Actually found a seam too. It's still it's got to be in the Pacific Northwest. I was checking the map on that, and it looks like it's still contained in the Pacific Northwest. Because I thought maybe that seam, maybe it's in between something, but I think it is perfectly within Pacific Northwest. It's just the mountains didn't look very good. We'll go ahead and put it altitude hold it here at 4,500. As you can notice, increase the power here. We're getting awfully low to the ground. Airport elevation is 1,600, so we're 2,900 above right now. It could be a little hard to spot if you're too low. Like I said, it's down a little valley. And it looked like all four sides it was kind of trapped in. Would you like to live there? I keep getting those spikes and artifacts, and I keep spinning around. That's supposed to take care of them. I think that one might just be some of the lights. A little black box or something when you see lights for the first time. But see, that did it too. I noticed the last installation and this installation, I've been getting them more than usual. Not sure exactly why that is. Now it looks like we might be able to get a little lower. I'd like to get over that little mound right there. There's a big mountain back there. I'm not sure what mountain that was. Not back before we slowed down. Just little artifacts, and like I say, I'm not sure why it's all of a sudden happening. Those little flashes. You can probably see the GPS better. It's a little harder to see up there. Let's go ahead and announce our position again.
2 Oscar Romeo 1 traffic. Skymaster is 7 miles southwest, 4,500. Inbound to land, runway 4.
I guess it's going to be hard to notice. I'm a little worried about our altitude because we're 3,000 above it right now. So, I mean, I want to get lower, but you can't really. I bet it's going to be in an area like that. We've got to wait a little while to go over and make our turn. By the way, because I know I'll forget, I'm going to turn those to high RPM and 4H on the mixtures. I wonder what our fuel says. Because like I say, I turned it on at mid-flight. It was 19, I think. Yeah, 19H. Now we got to 15. All right. Yeah, I'm going to bet it's in that little area over there. I can't remember exactly how long the runway is either. See, this actually doesn't look bad, but I noticed down that little valley it did. What is... Alright, something just went wrong. Increase the power. I'm looking at the gauges, my instruments, I don't see anything that changed. All of a sudden the power went down. Tell me we're gonna lose an engine or something. Actually, we need to make our turn. That was disconcerting. I think we've gone too far now. I had to look at the gauges for a second and it actually let us get a little off track. Yeah, we went way too far. And let's go ahead and turn off altitude hold and bring the power back. We got a finder here. Bring the power back and see if I can't trim it down. I noticed it didn't trim very well. See? It acts like it's got altitude hold on, but there's nothing on. So let me just go ahead and turn off autopilot all the way. It didn't want to let me bring the nose down. It's my plane. Let me do what I need. I bet that's going to be it right there. So let's go back out a little ways. So we need to get down. Gears coming down. And flaps. Although we were just out of the white arc there. Shouldn't have technically put them down. Got to get ourselves down. Alright, we're at full flaps. See how, I guess actually from the other end it looks like you have more of a straight in. I'll bet you're supposed to really come in from the other end. But it looks like, you know, it's a long enough runway. You can still get in from here. So I guess it's more boxed in from three sides. Add just a little bit of power. It doesn't... Whoa. I don't know why that's been happening on a lot of my stuff. I've been getting wind gusts right before I land when I'm on the approach. I was making a landing video for Bali, and that's been happening quite a lot. I noticed that then as well. I don't know why that's been happening. That totally took us out from being lined up. Need to go ahead and get down. Some weird water. I don't know how we're not... I mean, I know that wind blew us out, but my God. It's like I could never get back. Now we got like that crosswind, of course. And there are no buildings here. Man, she is really trying to go left on me. See, notice how I say the mountains just don't look good down here. They don't. The edge there. Alright, so there are no buildings, so we don't really need to go down to the end. I'll just come over into the grass here. Go over here. Yeah, see, that looks a little more, although let's look out here. I mean, it's not huge. It's a huge difference. You still have a little ways to come in, but that's probably a better way over there. But, you know, we don't know the airport, so... Stupid views. I gotta change that. I've been meaning to change that. Pitot heat off. Let's go ahead and turn the taxi light off, the landing lights. The strobes can come off as well. Let's just go ahead and shut off the nav. The props, mixture, it's cut off. Make sure that. FSEconomy, I don't know why those act like they're going to restart. Avionics master switch. Beacon, you can come off as well. And turn everything off, and now I want to get, that's right, I don't have a view up there. Go ahead and turn the tanks off, even though they don't actually work. Well, with that, let's go ahead and move over to FSEconomy and get ourselves paid. Alright, everybody, so the income, as we said earlier, is $4,470. We rented the plane for an hour and 13 minutes at $300 an hour, so those costs were $369.58. We used $92.22 worth of fuel. We paid $447 for the ground crew fee, so those fees came to $539.22. We actually got a lot for the distance most. However, we're probably going to be back at the 5S4, but that's actually a big bonus. I mean, because it was over 100 miles, and man, 686. That was like 600 bonus per 100 miles or something. All right, so earnings for the flight: $4,247.26, $1567.26 to me. No, to YT Flyers, and $26.80 to me. Although, like I said, always say it doesn't matter because I'm ahead of the group, so money always goes to the group. Yeah, that's, I hope have been a bunch of flights going back from 2 OR1 back to 5S4. So let me just search that real quick. Because that was the plan to go on back. 5S1, 2, that's a full flight right there. Daggone, I really fret about landing it there. It is not an easy airport. It's maybe one of the hardest approaches and landings I've done ever. So I might practice a couple more times and try to give it another go, because it's crazy. But yeah, that's it for this airport. That's it for this episode, everybody. I hope y'all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.